Welcome back to an episode of Let's Build Twitter. We're in episode 130. And as always, if you guys do want to catch these episodes being recorded live, I am live streaming just about every Tuesday and Thursday around 9 p.m. As well as if you do want access to this private repository, there is a link down in the description below that explains exactly how to gain access to that. So with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about what we worked on today. In this episode, we start working on the schedule post modal that we built out the skeleton for in the last episode. First, we start out by building the top bar, which allows us to obviously close it, but also allows us to schedule the post, as well as going into the feed post creator to also go ahead and allow us to open that modal up. Then go ahead and work on getting all the elements inside the content piece that allow us to select the date and time that we want to go ahead and schedule that. As always, I'm using Ungood, and let's hop straight into development. So last time we left off, we were kind of looking at the schedule modal. So that's what we're going to work on. We got the very basic setup, just kind of the modal itself and the top bar. We're going to be trying to lay everything out first and then going on from there. So let's go ahead and hop back into our modal top bar, and we're going to go work on this for now. So this kind of looks like two different slots to me. So let's go ahead and keep the div. Let's go ahead and just return this. And I guess I didn't want to necessarily delete that, but it's fine. We'll return a div with the class name equal to, and we'll call it schedule maybe post modal top bar, and in here we'll have a top bar left, so a div class name equal to schedule dash post modal, and then this will be top bar left. And then let me actually fix this. Make a div. There we go. And it didn't close. So this is going to have like the X out, and then also the schedule. And then we'll also have I guess we don't necessarily need to write. We can just make this a button. So we can say button. This will be class name equal to schedule. If I could type post modal, can't type, dash top dash bar dash confirm. So this will be the button. This will say confirm. And then inside here we'll have another div with the class name equal to schedule dash post dash modal, I cannot type, dash top dash bar. This will be dash close bg because it's going to have like a hover effect. We'll go ahead and copy the close and bring it in, and we'll go ahead and just bring in close icon. I don't know that we need anything else. We might need to resize it. And then we'll have maybe just a p tag with a class name equal to, and this will be schedule dash post modal top bar text, and the text will have schedule, like so. That's kind of what the top bar looks like. Now confirm is getting an on click that does something on it, so we'll just say on click equal to, and we'll do that for now. And then we don't have anything to open and close the modal, so we'll need to set that up as well. We can probably put it on this, on click equal to, and then this will also need to go ahead and dispatch whatever we need to dispatch. Let's go ahead and style it, I guess, and then we can go ahead and throw it in there. So back in here, let's go ahead and copy this first. So our top bar will have a width of 100%. It'll have a height, and this is going to be the same, of 50 px. So 50 px. Let's have a padding. Maybe like 12 px. I'm not 100% sure. Display will be flex. We're gonna justify content space between, and we're going to align items in the center. Next we'll do the top bar left. So this one will take up maybe like 25% or something. So width will be like 25%. We'll see how big it is and everything. Height will be 100%. Again, we'll have a display flex, display flex, and we'll justify content. Let's say flex start, and then we can also give it a row gap or a column gap actually. So we'll justify content, flex start, justify or align items in the center. And then if we need to add the column gap, we'll see how much column gap we need to add. Next we'll do the close icon BG. So this will have a width of maybe like 40 px and a height of 40 px, a border radius of 100%. I think that's all we need on this, because then we're just going to go ahead and say dot this and do a hover. And then on the hover we'll have cursor pointer, and we'll have a background color of RGBA 000. I don't remember what I do, but it's probably 0.2 or something. But that's probably good for now. We can go back and fix it. Now our schedule, let's go ahead and do this. Dot schedule text width fit content, height is fit content, and then we're going to say that our font size is 20 px and our font weight is maybe like 600 or something. Let's try 600. And then the last thing is just need our button. So let's go ahead and copy our button. So our confirm button. So we'll say width is 55 px. Height is 30 px. So we might want to make this guy 30 by 30 just to be safe. That's probably fine. Our border radius will be 15 px. We'll have a border none, and we're gonna have a background color of black. So we'll just say 000. So we might also want to say font size is 14 px and color is, we'll just say white. And it does look a little bit thick, so I'll say font weight is also 600. And then we also need to hover on this one as well. So let's go ahead and copy this again. And let's do a hover. So on our hover, it's going to be a little bit lighter. So we're going to say background color, RGBA 000, like 0.8 or something like that. And also have a cursor pointer. Let's also double check that we imported the CSS. We did not. So let's import our / schedule post modal top bar .css. Maybe. All right, that's good to go. And now let's go ahead and just bring it in to our feed page. I think that's where we will play these. So let's go into our feed page. So pages, and it might be called home actually. Yeah, this is what we want. So for now, we don't really have any way to check against this. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say schedule post modal like that. And we're gonna put it there. It's going to kind of be scuffed right now, but it's fine. I just want to see what the top bar looks like. So let's go back into our Brave. All right, so for some reason, this is not quite working. I think I would need to do this, but we'll say div class name equal to schedule post modal top bar left. Oh, you know what? I put this in the wrong spot. So that's probably why. Let's just double check again. Okay, that looks a lot better. Let's go ahead and get rid of this now. Let's check again. There we go. So now we need a little bit of padding, and this isn't getting centered, so that's terrific. We need display flex on this guy. Display flex. And justify content in the center and align items in the center. Now it should center everything. There we go, that's better. And that's probably about right. So now we need some column gap of maybe like 32 pixels or something, and that'll go on this one. So let's say column gap, and let's see what 32 px looks like to the left of this. So padding on the left of like 12 px. Let's get rid of the padding on this maybe. What if we say fit content? There might not be enough space here. Let's let the width fit content and see what this looks like. There we go, that's better. And that looks about right, I think. So let's put the padding of 12px back. Let's go ahead and do that. Class name equal to schedule post modal dash top dash bar dash right. And we'll go ahead and throw this in here. We'll make another flex box in here. And what we'll do is save that and go back into our CSS, and we're gonna copy our left. We'll make a right, and we're gonna make some other changes, but this will be flex end. We're gonna have to play around with this. Let's try 30% and 70% and just see what happens. 70%, and we don't need a column gap on this one, and this will be padding on the right instead. So let's go ahead and just see what this looks like really quick. So that looks fine. This guy is still getting cut off. Let's try like 90 by 30. There, that's a lot better. We got our schedule, we got this guy. So now let's go ahead and get like closing and confirming. Well, confirming we won't be able to do yet, but we can get closing. Confirming we'll probably just set something. We're gonna go into our modal slice, and we're gonna go ahead and create an update. Display schedule. And we'll just say state is equal to what's your problem. I don't know what the problem with this is, but we do also need to go say display schedule, which is a boolean, and then display schedule, like a type, is going to be false to start. Oh, I put it outside on accident. Let's fix that. Alright, so state is equal to ... state. It's probably gonna do some stupid crap. I'm ditching VS Code very soon because I'm tired of this. And this will be display schedule is not display schedule. And why is display schedule not popping up? Oh, we have to say state.display schedule. That's why. And then return our state, and then go ahead and return our update display schedule. So now inside of our top modal bar, whatever, we're gonna go ahead and say export. Actually, we don't need export, it's gonna say function. And this will be close modal. We'll just do this, doesn't need to do anything. We're just gonna dispatch. We need to set up our dispatch. So let's go ahead and set up a dispatch really quick. So say const dispatch of type app dispatch is equal to use dispatch, like so, and then we'll dispatch our update display schedule. And what is your problem? I spelled dispatch wrong, of course I did. Cool, and then now our closed mode will go here. Now, whenever we click on the update, whatever, it will also probably close this. So keep that in mind. But for now, we're going to keep that as is. And then inside of our, let's go back to our home page. Now we need to set this up where we bring in our display schedule. So const display schedule is equal to use selector, state, and root state, and this will be state dot modal dot and then display schedule. And then here we'll go ahead and do the same thing we've been doing here. So we'll go ahead and say display schedule, schedule, and this. So then we'll display it only when it's true. So that means whenever we go into our post slice or our feed post creator and go into feed post creator.tsx. So let's go ahead and create a new function called activate modal or something. Const activate, and this will be schedule modal, actually, let's just say open schedule modal, and we've been using arrow functions in here, so I'll just use an arrow function, and this is going to dispatch our update display schedule like so. And as simple as that. Then we need to go down here to where our schedule SVG is, and then if we click on this div, I don't know why this doesn't have, is it because it needs icon active on it? Let's go ahead and try to throw icon active on these. So this is a bug that I've seen, so let's throw icon active on both of these. But so icon active, and then on click will equal to, whoops, on click open schedule modal, maybe not, open schedule modal, and save. So now if we click on the schedule icon, it should pop up the modal. We click on the X, it should close out of it. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, back in Brave, you see it's gone. Now these are working again. If we click on this, it pops it up. Click on this, it closes out of it. So that's good to go. So now we kind of want to look at setting up the rest of these. So let's go back into our schedule post, and we'll do new folder schedule post modal content. So let's say schedule post modal content, make a new file, schedule post modal content.tsx, new file, schedule post modal content.css. So let's just import React from React, and let's go ahead and import our CSS. So / schedule post modal content.css, and we should be good to export. So export const schedule post modal content, and this is a react.fc, which is an arrow function, and we'll return a div, the class name equal to schedule post modal content. So we'll say schedule div class name is equal to schedule post modal content top, and then we'll have a bottom, and we want this because there is a border separating these, so that's why we want these. Div class name equal to, and this would be schedule dash post dash modal dash content dash bottom. There's multiple ways to do this, and so what we might actually do is a div class name equal to schedule dash post modal dash scheduled dash date, or let's say scheduled info maybe, because this kind of shows information about when it was scheduled. So let's go ahead and just say, then so new file, this will be called schedule time svg.tsx, import svg props from our global interfaces and export default function. So props colon svg props, and then this will have return, and then I need to grab the SVG for this. So let me go ahead and grab that. So again, I'll try to remember to put this in the code whenever I actually upload this. Paste the SVG in, and let's go ahead and just clean some stuff up here. So we're going to get rid of this, and let's just make some space here. So we don't need this. Well, we do need this, but let's just make it prettier, and make this prettier, make this prettier, and there we go. So there's that. So height equal to props.height, and width equal to props.width, and then inside of path we'll have a fill. So fill, not focusable, fill is equal to, and I'm pretty sure we say props.color question mark. If that's the case, it's props.color. Otherwise, we just do a black, so 0, 0, 0. And I believe that should be good to go. So let's go ahead and bring that in. So we'll go ahead and say schedule time SVG. That's what I thought. So let's just say height is like 20, width is 20, and let's see if I can get the color. For color, I think we're gonna come in here. Let's just say color really quick. Color equal to, and then, whoops, if I could type, that'd be cool. We'll close that. So color equal to, let's go into our app.tsx. I think it's gonna be this dark gray color. So I'm just gonna copy this. I'm gonna paste it into here. So paste in that color, and I think that should be good. And then we'll finally have will send on, and then this has to be inject date here at inject time here. So that's what that's gonna look like. So that's our scheduled info, and then we're gonna have a maybe a p, the class d class name, schedule post modal dash, and this would be date label. Actually, let's just call this label because there's two of them and the same, not the same, but you know what I mean. And this will say date, and we'll go ahead, and of course these are slightly different. So div class name equal to, and this will be schedule maybe post modal, whoops, I forgot content, all these content dash, a bit content, all these. So modal dash content dash label, modal content dash date dash group, and then here we're gonna have our validated date selectors. I don't remember what these need, so I'll have to take a look, but we need 3 of these. So let's copy 3 of these. So 1, 2, 3. We also need a label, and this label, we'll just do this, and it'll be, it's not gonna have an HTML4 or anything. Oh yeah, it will. So it'll say HTML4 equal to, and we'll set this up, and we'll have an input with a input type equal to date and hidden. I think we can put a name. We can say date selector, and then this HTML4 will be date dash selector. And whoops, fix that. Okay, so what does our validated date need? It needs style, which it does not need. It needs valid, which is always true. So valid, well, technically, I guess if they put a date in backwards, it wouldn't be true. So we might have to check for that. So we need drop down, and let's import our get months from, I don't know where this comes from. It comes from utils, I think. So maybe utils, whoops, slash utils slash date utils. And so now our drop down will be called get months, and I think we need to call it. Okay, no, we don't need to call it. We just need dispatcher, maybe. And dispatcher will just do nothing for now. And then name will equal to, I think this has to be uppercase, month. I swear, I don't think we ever use style, but I'll add it anyway. I think we can just do this. So this one, name, I don't know why I put those curly braces there. Name will be day, and then valid will equal to true. We might want to set up an actual method for that one. Drop down will equal to get days. So we'll bring that in. Dispatcher again, we'll just set up later. We'll have to do something similar to the other one. I really need to get rid of the style. I wonder if I can go in here and just make it optional. I know I'm getting off track here, so let's go into our components and put validated date selector. Can I make our style optional? Because I don't think I ever used style. Yeah, style is not even used. Make style optional because I don't want to add style in here if it's not being used. And then finally, name equal to year, and valid equal to true for now. Drop down equal to get years. I don't remember how far years goes back, but whatever. And we'll set our dispatcher. So to save myself time, I'm going to go ahead and use this Material UI icon. So this is called calendar month. So let's go ahead and bring it in. So let's go ahead and just bring in calendar month like so. And then this will be calendar month here. And this one is definitely needs to be smaller. So SX equal to, I'm guessing that the font size is maybe going to be like 14px or something. We'll see, 14px, but that should be fine. And again, the label will have the on click. So now we need another div with a class name equal to, and this will be schedule dash post dash modal dash content dash, and this will be time group, I guess. Time group. And the time group's gonna have 3 more of these, so this is gonna be fun to deal with. We're gonna have a name equal to time or to hour, and then we'll have a name equal to minute, and we'll have a name equal to AM/PM. So then we'll have to figure out how to deal with all of this stuff. So now instead of get months, obviously we'll need to set up something special here. So this is not going to be happy with us. So what we'll do is return an array with this in it, I suppose. We can just have an option. And it might be happy with an option. We'll do that on all of these. We'll do this and we'll do, oops, let's go ahead and copy the entire thing. Copy this, paste it in here, and paste this one. And let's also fix that. We also need a p class name equal to schedule post modal dash content dash, and this will be time dash label, I guess. Actually, we can just call this content label because that's what it is a label. And this will be not time zone, this would be time. And then we'll have another p with a class name equal to schedule dash post dash modal dash content dash label. And this one's going to say time zone. And I'm sure this one's probably easy to grab. So let's see if we can grab this with JavaScript really quick. So it looks like we can say maybe like an H3. Whoops, H3 class name equal to schedule. I don't know if this is gonna work or not, so we'll see. Post modal content slash time zone. Allegedly this should work. So we're gonna put in curly braces in here. And we're gonna say intl dot, and we're gonna say date time format dot, or this, we're gonna say dot resolved options. This is another function dot time zone. And then finally on the bottom, we're just gonna have a scheduled, I guess it'll just be a p tag, class name equal to schedule dash post modal content. This would be scheduled post, and this will say scheduled post, like so. All right, so that is the meat and potatoes of this done. Now, obviously we have a bunch of CSS to do as well. Let's just see what this looks like. It's gonna be really ugly, but the primary thing I want to see is if we can actually get the date selector inside of our content. We'll say schedule post modal content. Let's go ahead and take a look again once this loads. Okay, so like I said, it looks ugly right now. So this is America, Chicago, and this one says Central Standard Time. These work. Now the data needs to be set based on the day. Okay, so this is not working. Let's try ID. So let's go back into our content, and let's, instead of saying a name, let's try ID. So, whoops. ID equal to date selector, and the HTML for date selector. The only difference is that we had this one above, but I don't think that should change anything. Well, if we put the input inside the label, what happens then? So let's go ahead and copy this. Let's throw the input inside the label. Let's try and see what happens if we do this. Okay, it's not popping anything up. And then maybe we say on click. I got an idea. So let's go ahead and say ref equal to date selector ref. We'll set that up obviously. So let's import use ref like so. I don't know what we're gonna be able to get from this. So let's say const, and we call this date selector ref is equal to use ref. Whoops. Use ref, and this will be an HTML input element, like a type input element, and it'll start out as null like always. We'll say const open date selector equal to an arrow function, and inside we'll say whoops, we don't want we want if our date selector ref and our date selector ref dot current HTML4 date selector. Let's move the input out of here. I think that we're clicking on the input dot show. It's there. Let's element equal to date selector. We're gonna say any. We're gonna explicitly make it any dot current. We're gonna say element dot show picker, and it can't stop us now because we made it any. I love TypeScript so much. So we click on this. Okay, that does what we want. Now can we show the picker with this hidden? We can, but it goes to the wrong area. I'm probably gonna look over this. I think I'm gonna probably call it for today. We did a little bit of experimenting and all of that stuff. Unfortunately, that's going to be it for today. If you guys enjoyed, please stick around for the next episode by hitting that subscribe button. You'll know exactly when it comes out, especially at that bell icon. If you did enjoy the content today, please sure to leave a thumbs up. If you did enjoy it, leave a thumbs down. Either way, it helps out with the algorithm all the same. And finally, if you have any suggestions or feedback for me, make sure you leave a comment down below. With that being said, I appreciate you all for watching. Stay tuned for the next episode. Peace out, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.